You've probably seen Sharia law in the news, and if you've not seen it in the news, you've definitely seen Anne post about it on Facebook, because one day she decided, I know, I'm going to jump on the bus to see the beautiful sights of Great Britain. But who's this? A Muslim on the bus. Now Anne thinks every court up and down the country is going to be full of people like this instead of people who look like this. And because this is Britain, that's just not on. But what is Sharia law? Let me, a white man from Stoke-on-Trent, tell you all about Sharia law, starting with the year is 632 CE, and the Prophet Muhammad has just united the Arabian Peninsula under a radical new message of monotheism, justice and social reform. Let's check in on God's favourite prophet, shall we? How about the Ummah? Oh. No. Islam relied heavily on the Prophet's teachings and commentary of the Quran. So when Muhammad died in 632 CE, there was a problem. You see, there was no written constitution, no library of law books, no divine spreadsheets listing God's do's and don'ts. Eventually things settled down though, but the Ummah needed to know what separated the good boys from the bad boys. Good boy. They needed a system. They needed Sharia. The Quran, the direct word of God given to Muhammad, the ultimate source of authority. This is the police. One problem. The Quran only has about 5% of law at best. The rest is spiritual guidance and founding principles. Great for the soul, and not so great for running society. So there needed to be another aspect of Sharia.
Wait.
Let's get this right. So, if the Quran contains a small amount of law, but Sharia is a legal and moral system, what are we missing?
Wait, what?
Well, the Prophet Muhammad was the go-to man for all things Islam, like I said earlier. He said, did, and approved of a lot of things.
Oh, did you see that?
And he would share this commentary with his followers, who later wrote it down. These nuggets of knowledge became hadiths, which informed the Sunnah. So the Sunnah is the lifestyle and example of the Prophet Muhammad. Meaning, if you wanted to be one of the good boys living a moral and just life, you'll follow the Quran and the Prophet's example.
Good boy!
Great! We now have Sharia law. Well done, everybody. Is it time to start chopping hands off? Whoa! Wait there a second. We're not done. There's a little bit more to Sharia law than this. You see, the Prophet lived a long time ago, and as time went on, there were questions that needed answering that the Prophet never spoke about. Stuff you might find on your uncle's search history, such as, is trading Bitcoin halal? Can I vape during Ramadan? I'd just like to say at this point that I tried to Google funny things Muslim uncles might ask, and Google told me off. Now, you'll probably remember we spoke about those hadiths earlier. The problem with these hadiths, though, were there was literally loads of them, and written by literally everyone. So, the best Islamic scholars around would get together and decide which hadiths are fabricated, which were weak, and which to accept. However, sometimes they come across questions the Prophet never commented on. In those cases, they'd have to use analogy. And it would work like this. Yellow snow is frozen pea. Drinking pea is disgusting. Final answer? You can't eat yellow snow. But it's a little bit more complicated than this. They would often ask, why? Let's look at another question. So for this question, they would ask, what happens when we take drugs? What is it similar to? Do we have anything like this already? Etc, etc. So in the case of drugs, they'd say, well, drugs are like alcohol because it intoxicates and clouds judgment. Anything that intoxicates and clouds judgment then must be haram. Therefore, drugs are haram. Meaning, don't do drugs, kids. So let's recap then. What is Sharia law? It's a moral system developed using the Quran, the Sunnah, and a lot of scholars who use analogy and consensus to help Muslims live their best lives.
Good boy!
Well, actually, this is an oversimplification. You've missed off lots of vital information, and quite frankly, well, if you want me to cover them or anything, you'll need to